Guess what, everybody? It's week 8 of the NFL, and we're ready to jump into our best bets of the week. We appreciate you following along with us. We had a great week, perfect record last week on week 7. Go check out our betting history progress and status on knowtheodds.net. You can follow along and bet along with us if you want to. Our first best bet of the week is involving the Titans game, Titans and Colts. Now, we talked about the Titans last week in the game against the Chiefs. Now, I feel like I'm going to be repeating a little bit of what I said last week, but I'll say it again for first time viewers. Last week, the Titans were underdogs by 5.5 points. We talked about why that didn't make sense to me. Titans ended up whooping on the Chiefs pretty good. But now the role is reversed. Titans are the favorites, and they are in Indianapolis playing the Colts. And I feel like this one should be pretty obvious to anybody. If you were to guess what the line would be, how far the Titans should be favored, without a doubt, you would be over what Vegas has them at right now, because Vegas has them at 1.5 points being the favorite over the Colts. Now, the Titans are a very sound team. They've been very consistent. Things have been clicking for them. They're working well together. And if you followed my advice much over the last couple of years, you'll know that consistency is really important to me. If you can make a bet, it's sports betting in general. If you can make a bet on something that's been consistent, that's really all we're looking for here is consistent trends going around. That would make the Titans a good bet. But we haven't even talked about the Colts. What we're betting on here is whether or not you think the Colts' good luck streak is going to continue. Just looking at the Colts' record and games so far this year, I wouldn't bet on their win streak or their good luck to continue, regardless of who they're playing. But they're playing a great team, which makes it that much harder to believe that the Colts are going to come within a point and a half of winning this game against the Titans. To me, it just doesn't make much sense as to why the Titans are favored by so little. 1.5 points. Titans to cover the 1.5 point spread is going to be our bet number one. And we're going to jump into bet number two. Head on up to Minneapolis, where the Cowboys are playing the Vikings. And right now, the Cowboys are favored by 3 points. I like both these teams. It's been fun watching the Cowboys this year, finally. The Vikings, I just find myself rooting for them. It's pretty arbitrary who I root for when there's no money on the line. But I do think that this is a pretty evenly matched game. Both of these teams cover their point spread in over half their games. Here's what this bet comes down to for me. I think that the Vikings are the better of these two teams. And I think that because the first 3 games, I believe they went 0-3, were very unlucky games for them. And a lot of them were either a kick or a crazy last minute play that you wouldn't normally expect to happen. I think the Vikings played well at the beginning of the season, but were hit with some bad luck to where they didn't win those games. So their record is affected, and it's also affecting people's opinions on how they bet on them. I don't think they've earned this underdog status because things have been turning around for them. They've been winning their games and they're clicking. Minnesota has been really fun to watch the last few weeks because they've been playing so good. And this week might decide it for me, but I know Dak Prescott's back and doing good in Dallas, but I think it's a good bet still that the Cowboys are still the best of the worst in the worst division in the NFL. They're winning their division, they're winning their games. It's great for them. But do they really match up against some of these better teams? This game has a little bit going for the Vikings and a little bit going against the Cowboys. So I think it's just a great opportunity to make it one of our best bets. The Vikings to cover the spread of 3 points in Minnesota this week. And again, I'm going to leave it at 2 bets this week. I don't want to force a third bet just for the sake of getting it out there. I think these 2 bets are solid, and there's no reason to try to squeeze another bet in there when it doesn't need to happen. So that'll close it up for us today, guys. The Titans and the Vikings to cover their spreads. Again, go check us out at Know the Odds. A lot of great information on how to stay informed to the best of your ability and how to make the best bets possible so that you're wasting as little money as possible. Making smart, informed decisions. That's my goal to get everybody doing. That's why I do this. Is I want people to make the most informed decisions that they can when they go out and bet. So go check us out. Looking forward to this week. I'll see y'all next week. Take care.